Flotation therapy. This is when a participant is put in a tub of water with roughly 600 pounds of salt. The water temperature is the same as your body, and a lot of flotation therapies also do sensory deprivation. No sound, no lights, no anything. Just you in the dark, floating with your thoughts. This is supposed to have a lot of benefits like treating minor aches and pains, relieving stress and anxiety, and improving blood circulation around the body. I got invited to do a free session at Peace by Defying Time in Colleyville, Texas. This is how it went. That's right, guys. I'm moving up in the world. Yes, I got contacted by a company to do something for them. Although I want to make it very clear, I'm not sponsored by At Peace by Defying Time at all. They just gave me a free session. I don't know how much floating usually costs. I couldn't find it on their website, so I'll just put it on screen here per hour. But hey, a win's a win, okay? Right now I'm getting contacted to do float therapy. Who knows, next week I'm signing billion-dollar sponsorship deals. If it isn't obvious by the nature of this channel, I care a lot about my health, longevity, and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure that's why I was contacted. And honestly, I was very skeptical to accept this at first, because I like to do things that are heavily backed in science, and flotation therapy isn't the most backed by science. There is some evidence it works, but there's not a lot, and I think that just comes from the nature of this being a very niche topic. So I'm gonna give you guys the hard underlying truth, okay? I don't care if I burn every bridge imaginable, if it's the worst experience of all time, I'm gonna tell you guys. If it's the best experience of all time, I'm gonna tell you guys and be like, after I floated, Barack Obama contacted me. He was like, my fellow American, that was some nice floating you did there. Let's give you the key to the city. Another reason I was scared of saying yes right away is because I'm a little bitch boy. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little afraid of doing this. I was scared with the lights off. It was gonna be like Five Nights at Freddy's when the power goes out. There's gonna be nothing but my thoughts. I was gonna freak out. I was gonna start to get claustrophobic. Some people report that they even start hallucinating. But I was like, you know what? If I start hallucinating and get terrified, that's a goated video, so I'm gonna do it anyways. I made the drive out to Colleyville, and here's how it went. When I first got to At Peace by Defying Time, I was given a little tour. They offered a lot of relaxation techniques, such as red light therapy, asana, deep tissue massage, and a few other things. They had 2 float tanks to choose from. The first room kinda looked like a sauna. There was a window, but it looked like you could close the window off, and you could choose whether you had lights on or off. The second room kinda looked like a zoo exhibit. There was a big window and it was brighter. It wasn't totally cut off from sensory inputs. I chose the zoo exhibit so I could record myself, and also, again, because I'm a scared little boy who didn't want to be in complete sensory deprivation. I think if I was left with 0 senses, I would actually start to tweak. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but when I'm deprived of my senses, I just start to imagine the scariest face known to man. Like spooky shit just starts like popping in my brain and I can't stop it. Then I get all claustrophobic and I start to think like really insane schizo thoughts like, there's bugs in my skin! There's bugs in my skin! So keep in mind, I probably didn't get the most optimal experience because I had some lights on and a camera filming me the entire time. There was a point where I tried turning the lights off while I was floating because there's a light switch in the bathtub, but I immediately got scared, regretted it, and just turned them back on. But I'm jumping too far in the story. Let's start from the beginning. Okay? So right before I got in the bath, they told me I actually had to shower. I needed to be all squeaky clean to get in the bath of salt, but I wasn't prepared at all. I did not bring a loofah or anything of that to wash myself. Apparently, I was supposed to be sent a text explaining everything I should and shouldn't do beforehand, but I just never received that text. I didn't get one. So I didn't have a loofah or anything. I just had to raw dog the soap around my body. After the shower, I put in some earplugs so no salt gets in my eardrums and crystallizes, making me permanently deaf or giving me some sort of disease. I also covered up a few minor cuts on my hand with this cream they provided. Then I was told I was good to go to put on my swim trunks and just float. But I wanted the most optimal experience, okay? So before I got in, I asked the front desk lady, I'm like, oh, my swim trunks, like, I thought people did this naked, right? Like, don't people usually do this naked? Which I know makes me sound like a fucking freak, but trust me, guys, okay? I'm just doing this to get the best experience to relay it on camera, okay? So that I don't want to go in with trunks, and then have the people go in the comments go, actually, the reason you didn't get the full effects is because your penis wasn't out, okay? So I was just making sure I was doing everything correctly, right? I wanted to truly become one with the water. The lady just gave me an insane look, and she was like, I mean, you can go naked if you want, but everyone goes in their bathing suit. I just laughed awkwardly. I felt like such a freak for asking, you know? I just said, you know, I mean, like, I was just asking hypothetically. I mean, like, I would never go in there naked. Actually getting into the bath was incredibly difficult. They had a spray bottle with fresh water to use in case I got salt in my eyes. And oh boy, did I get salt in my eyes. They had like a neck pillow to float comfortably, but oh boy, could I just not get comfortable at first. I kept slipping and splashing, getting salt and water in every orifice of my body. I had to take the spray bottle and a towel into the tub with me and repeatedly spray and wipe my face so that I wouldn't have salt burning my eyes. But this was all only half the battle, okay? Because once I actually started floating, my legs started burning like hell. Apparently, on that text, which they never sent me, it said explicitly, do not shave before coming here. And I made the grave mistake of shaving my legs the night before. It irritated me so badly, it felt like I was crystallizing, that I was becoming one with the salt. But after a few minutes, the sensation went away. You can either float in silence or actually play music. They have a speaker in there. I chose to listen to the track Serenity from Resident Evil 4 on repeat for an entire hour. Tell me this song isn't goated. Tell me that this isn't peak meditation music right here. Once I got to relaxing, it was super nice. I think meditation is one of the best things you can do for yourself mentally, and this was the perfect scenario for meditating. I closed my eyes, I took deep breaths, and I focused on my stomach expanding. My mind cleared, and I felt like I became one with the water. I always have minor aches and pains because I do martial arts, I lift weights, I'm either constantly sore or bruised, and what I found is when I started floating, it all actually went away. It melted away from me. All my physical and mental stress faded away, and for about 30 to 45 minutes, it was super nice. But after 45 minutes, I became a little too relaxed, okay? My bones solidified. I became one with the water too hardcore. It was a bit of a struggle, but I actually needed to stretch and move around because like I said, it felt like I needed WD-40 in my bones. I was just it was all creaky. I felt like how you do after a long plane ride or car trip or just sitting down for a long time in general, and you stand up, you're like, oh. But after maybe 10, 15 more minutes, the lights flickered on and off, which told me that my session was over. I showered, put on a new change of clothes, and I was out of there. I'm happy to report that I did have great sleep that night. It relaxed me almost to a fault. I tried to work on videos afterwards, and I just couldn't concentrate. I felt like jelly, you know? I was typing, I'm like, oh man, it hurt to type how relaxed I am. So let's dive into the nitty-gritty. Do I recommend this? Did this heal me of all my ailments? Was this a good experience? Well, let's start off with the obvious. Was it worth it? I think it can be. If you're an athlete or really focused on recovery, I feel like this could benefit you on a rest day and really decompress and focus you for recovery. However, I don't know if I would just recommend this to the everyday average Joe. The environment, music, and tub really did help me relax, but I feel like you could very easily recreate this environment at home. Sit in a dark room, maybe lay down with your back up against the wall, put on headphones, and just start to meditate. You don't need all this fancy equipment. Plus, I can see a lot of people getting really claustrophobic. I would recommend this a lot more if they had a shorter option of 30 to 45 minutes for your first time, because an hour is kind of long. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, after 45 minutes, I was kind of dead. You know, I need to be brought back to life. If you're already into meditation, then go for it. I think you'll love it. But if you're not, maybe start meditating at home and then try it. If you are interested in trying it out and you live in Colleyville, Texas, come to @Peace by Defying Time. Mention this video and you will get your 60-minute float sesh 15% off. I don't think any of the benefits are complete bullshit or anything. In fact, I think a lot of the benefits are very, very true. I just think that the benefits come from a deep state of relaxation and not the salt bath necessarily, if that makes any sense. I think after 1 or 2 times, you really know if you like it. I personally would try it. If I was competing for something and I was a few days out or a few weeks out, I would be doing this every rest day, just to decompress myself, really get myself locked in for whatever I'm competing for. I know I joked around, but I am super thankful I had this opportunity. This is fantastic. I can't wait to work for more people in the future and hopefully eventually get paid for some of this stuff. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Have you tried flotation therapy? Would you ever try it? Did I convince you? Did I scare you off? Just let me know your thoughts. If you didn't know, I'm also a certified personal trainer. Link in description if you want one-on-one coaching. I used to be a large, fat, 300-pound man. Check out another video if you have the time or if you're interested. But I think that's about all, guys. I'll see ya. Love you. Bye.
Revoke your humanity.
You're inhuman!